Hey Maya, here you go. So here's 11. Now I get that 11 looks like confusion, but you just gotta always just calm down and realize, hey, it's asking a question I already know. Set notation is the same thing as x is bigger than y is equal to 10. This is a weird one because you're not used to seeing a line, right? It's not part of your normal thing. But a line is normally y is equal to x. Y is equal to x. When they have the 4 there, that's just a stretch. Since there's nothing being added to x, it would be in a bracket if it did. There's no x transformation, but this is a y transformation. So since a line is always xer, yer, it doesn't matter that they transformed it at all. The line goes on forever from left to right. So you would say just that, xer, yer. This is a quadratic right here. But you can see there's an x transformation. Where does the normal quadratic start? The normal quadratic starts at 0, 0, and its values are bigger than 0 forever, so yer slash y bigger or equal to 0, and xer x bigger or equal to 0. But this has been moved, as we've learned, x lies, it's been moved 2 to the right. So the origin doesn't start at 0 anymore. The origin starts at 2, 0, right here. And it goes onwards like that. That means y is still bigger than the origin, bigger or equal to 0, yer, don't forget yer. But x now is only to the right of 2, including 2. So xer slash x bigger or equal to 2. It follows the same rules we went through. Don't worry, I understand the panic. Just relax and say, hey, it's the same domain and range. I have to figure out where the vertex is and go from there. So the overall rules are, for a parabola, find the vertex. Parabola, find a vertex. For parabola, x is always er. The vertex will dictate the y. If it's been reflected in the x-axis, it's y smaller or equal to the y value of the vertex. If it has not been reflected, the range is y is bigger or equal to the y value of the vertex. This is the same rule for the absolute function. Find the vertex, and if it hasn't been reflected, y is bigger or equal to the y value of the vertex. If it has been reflected, y is smaller or equal to value, and x is er always. The square root function is the only one that's weird. It's dictated by the vertex. Without reflection, x is always bigger or equal to the value of the x value of the vertex, or y is bigger or equal to the y value of the vertex. You have to see where it's been translated to, wherever the vertex is now. Also look for reflections. If you see a reflection in the y-axis, then x is smaller or equal to the x value of the vertex. If you see a reflection in the x-axis, then y is smaller or equal to the value of the y value of the vertex. That's it for those three. Reciprocal is xer, yer. Just you have to see where it's been translated. If it's been translated up, y can't be that number, cannot be that number. If it's translated, if it says something like this, x plus 2 in the denominator, x cannot be minus 2, the opposite. They're called asymptotes. So that's the three rules. So now keep going. So this, going on to this, that next one, C, is a parabola. The vertex is the opposite of what we think, minus 1, minus 4. For parabolas, x is always er. Since this one has no negative values in it, it's not reflected. So y is bigger or equal, yer, y is bigger or equal to minus 4, the y value of the vertex. This next one has a negative 2 in front of it. That means it's on a y value, so it's a reflection in the x-axis. That will not affect anything because this is a parabola. That means xer. However, that minus 5 has lowered us by 5. So the normal vertex is 0, 0 for a parabola. That lowering of 5 brings us down to 0, minus 5. It is reflected in the y, on the x-axis, sorry, that negative 1, which will affect the y values. My bad. That's a reflection in the x-axis because it's a negative on the y transformation. It's one of the weird rules. Seeing as it's reflected in the x-axis, that means y must be smaller or equal to the new value of that, minus 5. So it's y-er, y is smaller than equal minus 5. I will see if I can find the textbook, because I did the answers of all the questions in the textbook, and send it to you.